There are areas in which we need to grow, and that's public safety. Public safety will be my #1 priority. We need to have more walking beats in the city, more officers out on the beat protecting our citizens. We need to have crime mapping. We need to map out the crime and attack the criminal element. We also need additional police officers. We can't have officers out there working 16 to 20 hours of overtime. It's not effective for our public, and it's not safe for our officers. I also want to review the curfew policies that we have in place. I don't think they're working, but I don't want them to be punitive either. Working together, we will solve this issue of New London safety. We have to do it together. We can't do it by one person, by the city council, or I myself as mayor next year. Education plays an important part of that growing process. It's important that we have report cards for each and every school, that we have parents and teachers and students in many cases evaluating what we're doing in our schools and reporting that to our community. It's important that we focus on the education and rather less the bureaucracy. We have a system in which we place more emphasis on the bureaucracy than we do on educating our children. We're fighting over dollars rather than saying we need to educate our kids that go into that school each and every day and make a safe environment for them. So we need to get rid of the finance department within the Board of Ed. We need to give it to the city side and focus on oh, excuse me. Thank you for clapping though. We need to be transparent. The problem with education in this city is the issue of transparency. We have a $40 million budget, but we have another $10 million, and nobody knows what we spend on. We need to evaluate that. We need to sit down with our community and point out each and every dollar that we spend. And we need to get seniors behind our system, and parents and residents, and say it's a good system, one in which we all agree on. We have a gentleman here tonight, Curtis Goodwin, who's taken it upon himself to say, I want a mentoring program in the city. And by the way, my wife had him as a student way back when she started when she was 21, right? Correct? So,
just a couple of years ago.
But Curtis has stepped forward. No one asked Curtis to step forward, but he stepped forward and said, look, I'm going to start a mentoring program. And I believe it's been successful. I know our mayor, Marty Olson, has been a mentor as well. I know the other night we were successful. One of the committees approved the proposal that I put forward for more money for mentoring, which will help additional people to get into mentoring our kids in the school system. But together we need to do it. We can differ on policy, but let's not differ on the fact that we need achievement, safe schools, and advocating for our kids. Another issue of work that we need to focus on is taxes. Zero-based budgeting is the way I will proceed. We will look at everything, our responsibilities, our liabilities. We won't shirk our duties like we did in 1995 with Ocean Beach. We will understand what our responsibilities and liabilities are. We might not be able to pay for them all in one year, but we will have a plan and an understanding. So zero-based budgeting is not that we just say the budget will be zero and no increase. We'll say, what are our responsibilities to our residents, to our buildings, to our infrastructure? And then we will set off a course to pay for those over the next 4 years with an understanding that we're not going to overtax our seniors or the residents of New London. We don't want to cause people to leave our city and feel as though they've been taxed out of our city. Over the last year, we reduced taxes. My first year as mayor, we reduced taxes. This year, I'm hopeful to hold the line on taxes. It wasn't an easy thing, but we did it through efficiency. The new word, if you want to define me from a taxing point, I'm fiscally efficient. I've sat with our finance director and other people to listen to them. I've looked at ways to consolidate. Last year we were able to reduce taxes because we went to self-insurance. We went to the Board of Ed and said, we need your help. And they came forward and helped us because we were able to show them how we could do it. We will be efficient. This last year we added a position, a risk manager. We said we will only do it if it adds value to the budget. This year we will see our workman's comp reduced by $500,000. That is efficiency. That is knowing when you add something, you need value in return. And that will be the way I will govern from a taxing standpoint and a financing standpoint. I know that many people... I know that many people are concerned about taxes, especially seniors. We made certain that seniors who are trying to hold on to their homes were given a rebate. And I hope to continue that program into the future. But overall, we need to look at how we will pay for things into the future, and we need to do that again as a partnership between myself and the community. Development in business. If we're looking at any new development, it needs to yield, there will be a criteria that we need to yield jobs and additional tax revenue. That will be the basis on which we will evaluate any new development. We also will want to have first floor to provide in the downtown the ability to attract new businesses into our first floor. That's what all the reports that we've had, we need to put those reports into play and adhere to them and go after and attract new businesses that have the niches of our arts community and our restaurants community and our retail. We need those to come together to all be one pot. When the people came off the ships that visited here, they love the arts. They love the bars. They love the restaurants, but they were looking for a little more retail, and I hope we can get that done for them in the coming years. Downtown, we definitely need a Coast Guard Museum in downtown New London. We need to make that happen. We definitely need to make that happen for the businesses that are here. We travel across the country with our kids in the car. I don't know why, but we do it. And we go to many downtowns that have children's museums and a place of destination. And that will be just one other piece to it. But that's been a long, outstanding issue that we need to provide the Coast Guard Museum. And I have a great friend here who's on the board that's going to help to make it happen, Mr. Johnson. I know Mr. Simmons has some good friends in Washington now, in the House, that will make it happen. And Senator Cook has long been an advocate of the Coast Guard and making it happen. So we have great friends in this room that will get it done with me together, moving the city forward. We need to continue to market the city. Last year, for the first time, we said we're going to have a 2-year marketing budget for this city. This small city, we're going to market. And we're going to go to the governor and say, we want some of that $25 million that's going to come out of this next budget, because New London's ahead of the game. New London's putting its own dollars into the game. So Hartford, we have some great historic places here. We have a great arts and entertainment, and soon we will cultivate new artists here because we have great people like John Johnson who are bringing in new artists every day and who actually are living in our downtown. So we want some of those dollars because we're in the game ahead of everyone else. And we have the destination to bring it here. Opsil, another issue that my good friend Mr. Johnson is involved with, that will bring many visitors in 2012 to our community. We got it done because we were able to go to Hartford and say what our assets are that I mentioned earlier. So I am hopeful that New London will be known as the arts community in the state because of our investments in the coming years. On a housing program, a year or so ago, we were able to gain control. Myself and Councilor Spicacci wrote a housing plan. We are one of the lowest in the state of Connecticut in terms of owner occupancy. We've got to change that. So we did. We wrote a program that said we're going to put dollars in and to allow homeowners to get down payment assistance, up to $5,000. A very small investment, but our neighborhoods, I talked about public safety earlier, our neighborhoods, we need neighbors that are invested. We also need to reduce the blight, and if we can make that small investment, start to have new homeowners, where you increase the number of people living on your streets that you know and you can talk to, and they can call the police if there's a problem. That's a good investment, and one in which, when I become mayor, I'm looking to invest additional dollars to have that program expand, because we want people who are invested in New London living here and looking out for their streets, and it'll only help in public safety as well. I just wanted to add about the issue of transparency. I have made it a point when I got elected at the tender age of 25 to say that I'm going to make my...
How old are you now?
Is it 40? My wife will always remind me that people can get a hold of me. I made a point of putting ads in the newspaper with my cell phone number and our home number. I know that was something my wife loved. Good idea. I've had a weekly talk show for 18 years on public access. Every week, having a show to say, look, you can call me up and talk to me about what my policies are and where I stand on issues, and know that we may disagree, but I'm going to listen to you. For years, I wanted to put our meetings on TV. Finally, we did it. My first day as mayor, when I was sworn in, was the first day that we went live in city council chambers. We reduced the amount of executive sessions when I was mayor. We will continue, if I'm elected mayor, to have an open government, one in which you are involved with, one which you will not fear, one which you will be a part of. Again, a partnership. I ask that going forward, that if you have issues that are of policy, you would talk to me. That we can have an understanding of differences and having, hopefully, more agreements. But I promise you, my administration will be very transparent, and we will do nothing behind closed doors. Everything will be open, so the taxpayers who pay the bills and live in this community will know everything that's going on. I will continue to have a weekly talk show. I will try and do my best to go on the radio every once in a while, and even blog. But my access will be an open door policy. I will not be behind closed doors, and I will not allow a chief of staff to walk out if there's a complaint. I will take it and listen to you, because I think that's what governing is. So let us go forth tonight to build a focused partnership. One in which we build this focus together, one in which we will have town meetings. We will build this focus together. I will not just hand you a handwritten platform that doesn't include you. I want your advice on issues. I will give you an outline of what I think New London needs to go and the focus New London needs to have. But I, over the next 8 months, plan on having town meetings to get your input on the vital issues that I said that we need to grow on. And I hope you'll take this as an open invitation to call me, to write me, and to send me texts if you do it that way, so that we can move forward in a partnership to get New London focused over the next 4 years. And I want to thank all of you for taking your time and coming here tonight.